And the Trailblazers start out with the ball. Now Lillard, the starters for the Portland Trailblazers. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Powell in at the 2.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
The Blazers on offense. Pass to Powell. Back to Lillard. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing on that possession. They were all over him on the perimeter.
Here's Hollis-Jefferson, and it's Hollis-Jefferson with the jam.
Well, to me, this is what Hollis-Jefferson does very well. This guy, a phenomenal dunker with the ups he has.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Morris outside. Clock at 6. Ibaka finds Morris. Fires the 3. He can't get that one. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way.
And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And, Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league.
Here's Beverly. Portland making their last shot. George with the ball.
You can see there's complete trust in Paul George in pick and rolls. Fantastic at taking advantage of the defense and the separation they give him.
Now, here's Nurkic. And here is Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Put it on the deck, get by the defender. Norman Powell on the dribble drive. Okay, I see you.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Beverly against Lillard. Beverly, the pass to Zubac. The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now. And in your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's 3 guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble, from 3, and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those 3 guys can all hit pull-ups and step-backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, you know, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And then they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the 3 guys I think that create the most havoc when you start talking about having a guard the three-point line.
Portland trailing here. We've got 1:55 left in the first. Jones dishes to McCollum. Elbow shot. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard looking over the floor. Taken away by Anthony. And now it's Giles running. He can go all the way. Cantor trying to free himself up. Offensive rebound. Leonard with the steal. Man passes to Leonard. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Kawhi Leonard from the restricted area. Turn the lights out.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for Portland. 4-point game. Kennard against Jones. And here's McCollum for 3. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Clippers have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Here's Batum. Down low. And Cousins kicks to Kennard. Leonard with the ball. Cantor covering. And Leonard gets it to go.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Anthony, the pass to McCollum. There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Anthony's shot is off. On offense, here are the Clippers. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Count it, good.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's McCollum. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 1 second left. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And that does it for the first quarter. And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg,
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. On the floor for Portland, Robert Covington out there with Nurkic. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's Powell in at the 2.
Well, you love it. DeMarcus Cousins drawing the defensive attention and still has the court awareness to make the play.
Lillard against Beverly. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Lillard.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Now here's Beverly. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Morris passes to George. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Zubac is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Zach Collins checked in for Portland. And Fernie Simons comes in for Norman Powell. Here's Lillard. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
Beverly the pass to George. Morris dishes to Ibaka. On the wing, George. 10 points for him.
What a masterful job on the defensive end. Did everything possible to alter that shot.
Kicks it out to Lillard. Outside, Covington. Off target from three-point range.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Out to the wing. Beverly feeling it out a bit. In the corner, George with it. 5 to shoot. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Now here's Jones. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And the basket by McCollum.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Here's McCollum. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. To the middle. Cantor inside. Working on Zubac. Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Now here's Cantor. Back to McCollum. Cantor trying to free himself up. Clippers leading by 14. Inside, out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
Well, when you're careless with the basketball, you can expect that to happen.
And the Clippers making a change here. Ibaka's checked in, and Portland with a change here too. Simons is checked in. Giles the pass to Simons. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Solid work at the line a season ago. 83% on his opportunities.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Outside, Batum. Kennard on the wing. Back to Batum. 5 on the clock. Now here's Leonard. Paul George, he's been the guy making... Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They have a 13-point lead. Shaq, what was your take? And
well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Without question, George is playing his skills today.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
We've got Patrick Beverly. Marcus Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Paul George, and it's Zubac in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Los Angeles leading by 13. Out to Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. George passes to Beverly. Back to George. Hits the jumper in space. Greg, you were a physical, defensive-minded player. What are your thoughts on how closely the game is called now as opposed to when you played?
It is, Kevin, and yeah, some people like the physicality of the era I played in, but you know, I like the beauty of the game with the spacing and the freedom of movement, and I think that's one reason why you see so much switching. It's hard to fight through screens without fouling, and ball handlers have become experts at drawing contact, even if it's, you know, incidental. And I think that's just an area where the game has changed so much that that ability to play in space is so vital.
Here's George, following the score by Damian Lillard. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Covington. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Covington's got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Now, here is George. 14 points for him. And it's Portland with the rebound. Covington's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Zach Collins checked in for Portland. Now Lillard. 6 points for him. Leonard with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Kennard, the pass to Mann. And Batum kicks to Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Cousins trying to free himself up. Leonard with the bucket. Leonard's got 10.
Yeah, they are really starting to push it now.
And the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. He feeds it to Nurkic. Off the left rim and out. Clippers leading by 13. Outside Batum. And Leonard puts it up from deep 3. Had the space there, but it's offline. 3 on 3. Here's Collins. Kicks to Nurkic. Lillard scanning the floor. Back to Nurkic. Powell, the pass to Nurkic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Cousins has got 5 rebounds tonight. Leonard attacking. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, Kawhi Leonard might be quiet off the court, but on the court, he makes a lot of noise.
Lillard finds Powell. 1:05 left in the third. Leonard against Lillard. Over Leonard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
There's 38 seconds left in the third. Here's Batum. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And the Clippers lead by 17.
Has this offense been running? I'm just getting tired of watching them.
Powell with it. Back to Lillard. And then Lillard slams it in.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Outside Leonard. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers out in front by 17 points at the end. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, Jones is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's McCollum, and it's Simons in at the 2. And here's Beverly. Now the feed to George. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Simons. Outside Covington. Over Ibaka. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Morris kicks to Beverly. Ibaka, the pass to Morris. Outside, George. Lets it go from 14. Again, the Clippers.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
McCollum dishes to Covington, and there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's foul number 2 for him. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Clippers. Portland also making some changes. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. Norman Powell comes in for Derek Jones. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul called on Los Angeles.
You know, it took Nurkic a while to kind of establish himself as a starting center in the NBA, but it didn't take long to see it's a role he deserves.
Pass to George. Morris passes to Cousins. The Clippers need to get off a shot. The shot by George, no good. Trailblazers trail by 17. Lillard attacking. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And just putting his entire offensive imagination on full display. What a smooth release from Lillard.
4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. George looking over the floor. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Beverly. Now the pass to George. A 3-ball. And it's good. He's made 2 for every one he's missed. 10 of 15 in the contest.
Well, the three-point shooting of Paul George is an important attribute. Because he can put it on the deck, he's got to balance it with that kind of look right there.
Covington finds McCollum. Kicks it out to Lillard. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Well, I think it kills your energy, and it certainly kills your momentum.
Zubats is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. And Portland with a change here, too. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Beverly dishes to George. From deep 3-point range, the Clippers get another chance here. And Ibaka kicks to Beverly. Pass to George. Takes a 3. Can't hit that one. And the Trailblazers going the other way.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Clippers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Leonard.
Well, I think his contribution clearly came at the defensive end, right? He came up with a bunch of huge steals. He was a menace all night long.
Here's Hollis-Jefferson. It's Powell on the wing. Passes it to Covington. Lillard from outside. The Clippers grab the miss. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Morris passes to Beverly. He kicks to George. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. David, thank you.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Dallas Mavericks arriving at the building earlier today. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. They've got Porzingis. Marjanovic is out there with Hardaway. Then there's Richardson, and it's Doncic in at the 1 spot. And for Los Angeles, Patrick Beverley out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Zubac in at the center position. Now here's Richardson. Porzingis passes to Marjanovic. Doncic against Leonard. Back to Marjanovic. Basket good. Marjanovic has got the first points of the night for the Mavs. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players. But you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Beverley feeling it out a bit. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Shot clock at 6.
I love the patience, the tactical mindset of Leonard. He's so good at picking his spots, especially on the pick and roll.
And here is Doncic. Pass to Marjanovic. Hardaway with a wide open look. No good on the triple. Beverley with the ball. Outside Leonard. Here's the 3. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
I think it gets overlooked sometimes, but Kawhi can put up some very good numbers from the three-point line.
Now Doncic. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Almost perfect in the game to start, 3 of 4.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Cousins is checked in. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dallas. Jalen Brunson comes in for Luka Doncic. Now here's Porzingis over Cousins. Nice shot by Porzingis. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Here's Morris. Following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Morris with the bucket.
This is where Morris can kill you. He's pretty much claimed that in-between game.
Here's Brunson. Porzingis high post. Passes to Richardson. The offensive rebound. Brunson with it. Richardson outside. Pass to Porzingis. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein comes in for Marjanovic, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. Mavericks leading by 3. And it's Cauley Stein. That time on the assist by Porzingis.
Taking contact on the way up. Cauley Stein going through it that time.
Now here is George. Lets it fly from 18. That one's not going to go. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. The Mavericks have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And the first one at the line is good.
The one thing about Willie Cauley-Stein is you don't really use the word length with him. You talk about his mobility and just how athletic as a big he could be. That activity can be disruptive to any team they're playing against.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Los Angeles with another miss. Kennard against Redick. Swing shot on the way. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Foul. He's checked in for the Mavericks. Brunson against George. Top of the key. It's good.
Well, keep it or dish it. Those are the decisions Paul George is trying to make, and he makes the right one there.
Brunson scanning the floor. And that one released in time, but no good. And we reached the end of the first quarter. It's Dallas leading by 5. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Clippers. We've got Luke Kennard, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Batum. Then it's Patrick Beverley, and it's man in at the small forward position. Here's Beverley following the score by Dallas. No good with the elbow jumper. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Now, here's Doncic. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Finney-Smith passes to Powell. And the pass to Doncic. 6 to shoot. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And here's Beverley. He brings it up for the Clippers. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And we all know what a tough cover Kawhi has become. The defender got caught in a bad position and is kicking himself for it now.
Dallas making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
Zubac, a three-pointer off the mark. Dallas leading by 7. Hardaway kicks to Doncic. Richardson outside. The 3. Dallas keeping it alive. A fresh 14. Clippers have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. And so they choose to intentionally foul. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Porzingis is coming in for Dwight Powell. Marjanovic subbed in for Nicolo Melli. Here's Leonard. It's hauled in by Richardson.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Out to Porzingis. He can't get that one to fall. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Morris. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Clippers trail by 7. To the middle. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Yeah, you don't see many of these opportunities for this team, but Kawhi, one guy who can get up there and get it done.
And he commits the intentional foul. And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switch to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now, here is Morris. Hardaway with the steal. And now the fast break. Doncic with the ball. And Doncic throws it down.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
Doncic against Beverly. Nice D from Doncic. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Now, here's Redick. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Dallas moving it around. 6 on the shot clock. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Powell. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Goes up, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, there are some ways to fire up your teammates. That right there is one of them, thanks to Kawhi Leonard.
And here's Brunson. And Redick kicks to Brunson. And he banks in the layup. Brunson's got the lead up to 9 now for Dallas. LA's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. George dishes to Leonard. It's tipped. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
What a great body control there. George, tremendous athlete, takes the hit, and he makes that one count.
Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Now here's Cauley Stein. Brunson with it. Here's Cauley Stein, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fan. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. Their biggest advantage of the period was 7. And that...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
On the floor for Dallas, Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Richardson. And it's Doncic in at the 1. Dallas leading by 7. Pass to Porzingis. Here's Marjanovic. Doncic outside. Pulls up on the wing. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac the pass to Beverly. Count it. Beverly's got the first basket of the second half. That one for Los Angeles.
And Patrick Beverly can do that in close, finds a way to get that one up, and you know he likes to score. It doesn't happen a ton, but he loves it.
Now here's Marjanovic. Porzingis kicks to Hardaway. Back to Porzingis. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Hardaway. Porzingis has got 6.
All of that happening because Porzingis moved well off of the screen to find the space.
The deep 3 from George. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. Richardson against Beverly. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. Marjanovic. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Outside, George. That three off the mark.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr. is just a tremendous athlete. He spots a great route to the rim and doesn't settle.
Now here's Beverly. Ibaka outside. Shoots over Marjanovic. Ibaka, no luck. Mavericks leading by 8. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
Melly is checked in for Marjanovic, and it's in there.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
Now, here's Doncic. 10 points for him. And Doncic throws it down.
And that kind of sums up how this game is going.
Attack-minded all the way.
Yeah, great read, calls his own number, and then sends it home.
Doncic against George. Kennard for 3. Porzingis with the rebound.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Tim Hardaway Jr., great momentum right to the rim.
Doncic against George. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. 3 from the inbound. Sinks the three-pointer. Leonard's got 14 points for the game.
Oh, no. Just don't let him get his feet set. Leonard has become a deadeye on the catch-and-shoot opportunities.
Brunson kicks to Finney-Smith. Outside, Redick for the 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Redick's got the lead. Back up to 10 now for the Mavs.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Here's Mann. Clippers moving the ball around. On the wing, Batum. Pass to Leonard. From past the arc. Powell pulls it in. Mavericks leading by 10. From outside the arc. Another 3 for Dallas.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
Leonard on the wing. Brunson covering. Leonard, no luck.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
To the paint. Out to the right wing. Here's Finney-Smith. No points in the game yet for him. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. Brunson up top. He's covered by Leonard. Brunson no good. Clippers trail by 13. Stolen by Brunson. Redick for 3. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Dallas looking at a 13-point. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. You know, when you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Baca is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Beverly in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Now here's Brunson. Richardson with it. It's Ibaka picking him up. Lets it go with a three. They grab their own miss. Pass to Finney-Smith. Here's Melly. Jacks up a three. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires the three. Dallas again missing. Got a piece of it. Richardson with it. Ibaka on him. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Richardson's got the lead up to 13 now for the Mavs. Beverly against Brunson. A three from Leonard. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Well, the D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
Now, here's Richardson. Richardson missing again.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
Zubac kicks to Beverly. The Clippers get another chance here. Mavericks leading by 10. Richardson for three. Richardson missing again.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going. Well, here's the problem. He's shooting the lights out, but they're still behind. They need another guy to step up.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And then for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Melly. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Porzingis finds Marjanovic. Out to Hardaway. Now here's Doncic. From downtown. Richardson outside. Doncic passes to Hardaway. Now Porzingis outside Hardaway. There's the triple. And it's Hardaway again missing. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, this is not the team that we saw in the first quarter right now. Way more confident out there, and the cohesion of the team is impressive.
Nice shot by Porzingis.
Yeah, Kristaps is not a guy that lacks in confidence. We know that. He has the upper hand in the paint on that possession, and he attacked.
The three from George. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Paul George stepping up big time.
Mavericks leading by 4. Doncic outside. From deep. That doesn't go either for Doncic. Now the Clippers with it. They're on a 13-4 run. And Doncic with a clear path to the hoop. A pull-up. And the nice bucket inside for Marjanovic. And the Mavericks lead by 6.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Yeah, Paul George sharpening his swords now. Love to see him take that shot.
George against Doncic. Kicks it out to Richardson. Doncic looking it over. Down low, Marjanovic. It's good!
Man, you gotta respect Luka's passing skills. Just a multi-talented player who is all about sharing the basketball.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's George missing. Hardaway against Kennard. Outside Hardaway. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. From deep three-point range, off target. So we see the Mavericks get the win here. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming through the tunnel with a lot of style and confidence. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Will Barton is out there with Murray. Then there's Bull. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Porter at the 3, the small forward. And for Los Angeles, they've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Beverly in at the point guard position. Pass to George. Clock at 6. And it's George finishing it off.
Not much you can do against Paul George on the drive. I mean, he's got great length and he knows how to use it, and he gets exactly where he wants to.
And here is Murray. 2 points. That one goes.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Here's George. And there's the pass to Beverly. Back to George. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
Jokic draws the double. Trying to find Murray, and he gets it to him. And that one, good. Murray's got his second bucket.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now, here's Beverly. Outside for George. That shot off. Now Denver takes it the other way.
And drafted with the 41st pick back in 2014. How about this? Jokic, the definition of a sleeper pick. He was actually asleep when the Nuggets drafted him.
The story goes on that his brother called him up trying to congratulate him, and Nico hung up in his face. How about that? Didn't hear the news until the next morning. He certainly has a different way of going about things, but there's no denying he's got a lot of game, and it's fun to watch. Tell you what, George has gotten very good in the pick and roll, actually pretty deceptive when he's running the pick and roll. When you anticipate him pulling up for the shot, He'll take the defense by surprise with the slick pass to an open teammate.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
George with the ball. Pass to Beverly. And here is Ibaka. Back to Beverly. There's the three. George looking over the floor. And it's Paul George with the finish.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Here's Jokic. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
Oof. That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are two guys that still are very reliable.
And it's Leonard missing.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Morris, no good. Clippers trail by 4. Here's Kennard. Cousins on the follow.
Yeah, you know, Cousins, I think, is sometimes underrated as an offensive rebounder. That guy can get some putbacks for you.
Morris against Kennard. Morris kicks to Green. Campazzo misses the three. For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. And Leonard gets it to go.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles, trailing by 2. Kennard, the pass to Leonard. What a performance by Jamal Murray. He has been the story for the Denver Nuggets. And we caught up before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had
selfless. I mean, you need to put your...
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And from what we've been watching, guys, with the Nuggets, what are you seeing out there?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Batum is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the small forward.
And guys, if there's an X factor for this Nuggets team moving forward, it might be the young man, Michael Porter Jr. Talk about his potential. It could be as high as anybody on that roster.
Yeah, I concur with you there, Greg. I mean, you look at this kid, he's got a great shooting touch and really good scoring instincts that you don't see very often. Extremely gifted. They've brought him along slowly, which is the wise thing to do. And if he can come on and realize his potential, he could take him to another level for sure.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Cousins. Marcus Morris comes in for Luke Kennard. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Leonard dishes to Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
That one good for two.
And part of what makes Kawhi such a great player is that jump shot. You can't just worry about him attacking the basket.
Morris inside. He's covered by Leonard. Out to Morris. Fires for three. Sinks the triple. Morris has got 5 now.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
Outside Leonard. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Nuggets. Here's Rivers, and finished off by Rivers.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Clippers have possession. Clippers trail by 9. Outside Batum. Clippers moving the ball around. Kennard for 3. Harden with the rebound. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for Denver. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Baca comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Paul George is subbed in for Kennard. And George kicks to Morris. Back to George. No good on the 3. The Nuggets now in offense. They're on a 15-6 run. Murray, no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And the dunk by Zubac.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Murray surveying the D. Back to Porter. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The Nuggets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And, you know, when Porter Jr. is healthy, I mean, he's got a lot of game. This guy is versatile. He's got good size. He's a multi-dimensional talent.
Now Beverly still looking for his first bucket in this one. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Like how Beverly takes on challenges. This guy's a pit bull in his competitiveness. Aggressive at shooting over the defense, even when they're all in him.
35 seconds left here in the second. Campazzo drops in the layup for two.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is. That's a tough shot.
Wide open look here for Murray. Great look, but off the mark. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. No good with the layup. And so it's the Denver Nuggets going into the... All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello back. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. And one of the strengths of this Denver team is their depth. Shaq it. Thanks for joining.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Without question, Jamal Murray displaying his skills today.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Michael Porter's out there with Bull. Then it's Will Barton. Then there's Jamal Murray. And it's Jokic in at the center position. Outside, George. George missing again.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Marcus Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 12. George from deep three-point land. Morris kicks to Beverly. Outside, George shoots over Barton, and that one goes long.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And finished off by Porter.
You know, an area worthy of further development for Murray is keeping his teammates involved. Well, I tell you what, we've all heard the stories of Jamal Murray's training routine growing up in Canada, like something out of a movie. Push-ups in the snow, dribbling on ice, deep knee bends with a cup of hot tea on his thigh. A little bit unconventional, but hey, it certainly got him to where he is now, so I would say it worked.
George, no good.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
The kick out to Porter. Launches it. On the wing, Porter. Murray for three. No good that time. The Clippers go the other way with it. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Well, I like how Beverly takes advantage of these transition opportunities. He's crafty and clever at getting past the defense.
And Clark, it was Jamal Murray's father who's the mastermind behind those unconventional training methods. His son, though, never begged off, never wavered in his commitment.
Tell you what, Greg, it clearly would lead you to believe that both of them were crazy, and yet they had a shared obsession and a commitment, and it's paid off.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's foul number 2 for him. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Nuggets also changing it up. Paul Millsap is checked in for Bull. Rivers comes in for Will Barton. And Morris subbed in for Jamal Murray.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Leonard the pass to Cousins. And here's the fast break for the finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Rivers to the inside. Batum off target at the rim. Denver leading by 16. Dozier kicks to Morris. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Uncovered. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his first foul. Los Angeles has gotten blanked from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Leonard. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. McGee finds Rivers. Here's Dozier. Here's Millsap. No good. Great D that time from Batum. Here's Mann. He's guarded by Rivers. Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Mann. And here is Morris. He's got 5. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Nuggets lead by 13.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And Leonard enjoys jamming it home. Got to keep him as far away from the hoop as possible.
We've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Takes the 3. Dozier can't get it to go. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. No good from Cousins. Here's Dozier. Great D that time from Batum.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Nuggets lead by 11. And after a quick... Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a 2-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. They've got Paul George, Luke Kennard out there with Patrick Beverly. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Zubats in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. 4 on the shot clock, and he trims the lead to single digits.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on a roll and knock him down.
The drive by Jokic, and the layup is good.
Boy, the mobility of Jokic, very impressive. This guy gets to the basket well for a big man.
Kennard on the wing. From deep, George. It's hauled in by Jokic. Jokic has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Murray for 3. They get it again with the second effort, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Left side, George, and stolen by Murray. An even 3-on-3 break. And Green slams it in.
Those are the kinds of plays that win games. Really savvy D, and give him credit for looking to go straight up the court with it.
Outside, George from deep. And it's Denver with the rebound.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-ups.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check. And was maybe a step out of his range.
You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era. is to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
George. Porter pulls it in.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Got that one up quick. Jokic has got 11 in the second half.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And it's George again missing.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
Out to Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Murray, good.
And if you don't get out on Murray, he will torch you. Lethal from behind the arc.
Clippers trail by 20. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
He had a nice open look right there. George has got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Los Angeles. Murray outside. And it's sent back by George.
Well, I tell you what, Paul George is so tough on defense. Love the way he gets after people. He's excellent at staying in the play as well as staying in his stance so he can come up with rejections and deflections.
Keeps it alive, and a bucket is right there.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Denver.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jokic.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
Porter outside. The shot that time not on target. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. There's 42 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. The deep three from George. The long distance three is buried.
And sometimes with George, it doesn't really matter where he's squaring up from. If he's in rhythm, even from distance, you've got to get a hand in his face or he'll drain it.
Porter dishes the bowl. Takes a three. It's good from long range.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what, and they got it done.
Now here's Murray. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. For our David, thank you. Here are the five for the Clippers. They've got Morris. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Ibaka in at the 4. And for Portland, Giles is out there with Robert Covington. Then it's Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Nurkic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Lillard. The Clippers grab the miss. Left side, George. Have the space there, but it's offline.
It can be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
And good that time.
And with his skill, Nurkic can score from anywhere on the court. But when you're 280, his skills probably better utilized inside.
It's George on the wing. Good on the shot.
Proving how dangerous he is. Give George these looks, and he'll knock him down.
And so Lillard will bring it up for Portland. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. There's Hollis Jefferson, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
And Beverly kicks to Zubats.
Watch the screen.
Got a piece of it. Covington with the steal. Lillard against Morris. Pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. A three-pointer, no good.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
George, no good.
Okay, that's frustrating. You work hard to get these open looks. You know he liked that one back.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
It's George on the wing. Shoots over Hollis Jefferson. 11 feet out, and he hits it.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Hollis Jefferson finds Lillard. That one drops for him. No doubt, Greg, you were known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul. I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right.
Great hustle by Paul, using his speed in the open court, and then, of course, he's an excellent finisher.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Harry Giles. And it's Simons in for Hollis Jefferson. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So for the Trailblazers, Derek Jones comes in for Robert Covington. And McCollum subbed in for Damian Lillard. Man passes to Leonard. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play. What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
Man passes to Cousins. Shoots over Kanter. And the Clippers miss again. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. On the wing, Jones. Leonard with the steal. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
The evolution of Leonard's game, making things happen with the dribble drive.
Passes it to Kanter. Here's Simons. Back to McCollum. There's the pass to Simons. He kicks to Kanter. Shot clock at 6. And a wide open look for McCollum. Portland no good that time either. Kennard on the wing. He is guarded by McCollum. Here's Leonard.
Oh! That's what I'm talking about. Wow. That was nice. So explosive with the dunk. Kawhi Leonard gets up quick to slam it down.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him.
I think in the past, anytime
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn, if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
Collins is out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Anthony. Then it's Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's Simons in at point guard. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Jones checked in for the Trailblazers. McCollum comes in for Hollis-Jefferson. Jones dishes to McCollum. Jones kicks to McCollum. Offline with his three. The Clippers in the lead. Down low, here's Leonard. Shoots. That one rolling around and rims out. And here's Portland. Pass to McCollum. Kanter with it. And Cousins comes over to help. And McCollum the bucket on the assist by Kanter.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Simons the pass to Kanter. He dishes it to McCollum. Back to Kanter. And the layup's good off the glass. Kanter's got it all tied up now for Portland.
And that's just all muscle there. Kanter is solid at fighting his way through whatever the D throws at him.
Here's Leonard, and it's Leonard with the jam.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Here's Simons. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The shot by Anthony, no good. Batum attacking. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Leonard. That's tipped. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. George finds Beverly. George looking over the floor. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Beverly, the pass to George. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. That miss is his fourth this game. He's shooting 3 for 7 from the field. Inside, Giants, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. George with the ball. 6 points for him. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
With his great length and skill, Paul George has no trouble getting points in the paint.
Outside, Covington. Hollis Jefferson kicks to Lillard. And the shot goes in.
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility. And, boy, he can strike at any time.
Ibaka outside. Pass to Morris. Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Lillard, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Outside, Covington. Lillard finds Hollis Jefferson. Portland needs to get off a shot. And it's Lillard missing.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they were up by. That's all for now.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Marcus Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the shooting guard position. Hollis Jefferson kicks to Lillard. Kicks it out to Collins. Lillard up top. Defended by Beverley. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Damian Lillard.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Portland shooting their first free throw of the game.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
And here's George. 12 points for him. No problems knocking that one down. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Covington. Kicks it to Lillard. From outside the arc. Tries again. Covington wide open. He fires. Yep, it goes. And the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Damian Lillard.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Hollis Jefferson with it. George picks him up. And now we've got the intentional foul. Anthony's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. And so they choose to intentionally foul. So for the Trailblazers, Cantor checked in for Zach Collins. Derek Jones comes in for Robert Covington. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Damian Lillard. The Clippers also making some changes. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Ibaka. And Kawhi Leonard subbed in for Marcus Morris. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. A good look from McCollum. They get the rebound out to Anthony. For the tie, and it's blocked. The pass to Kennard. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard inside. It counts, and the foul. That one's on Anthony.
3 straight to begin this half. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the game here.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
He's an NBA champion and Finals MVP in 2014. Kawhi continues to impact the game at the highest level.
McCollum against Kennard. McCollum dishes to Anthony. Lets the three fly, and McCollum is good for three. McCollum's got 5 points so far.
Potent with and without the ball. McCollum is a tremendous spot-up shooter.
Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Simons. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Shot clock at 5, and the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. Here's McCollum. He has 5. Over Kennard.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
So for the Trailblazers, Zach Collins checked in for Enes Kanter. Harry Giles comes in for Derek Jones. And Damian Lillard subbed in for McCollum. The Clippers also making some changes. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Cousins. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Paul George in for Leonard. They swipe it. 3-on-3. Here's George. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Lillard left side. Pass to Giles. Portland no good that time either. Clippers leading by 6. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success. And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
Clippers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Outside, George. Six on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Trailblazers trail by 6. Now here's Lillard. 13 points in the game. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka.
Boy, if you're the coach, you hate to see that kind of miscommunication between your guys.
Here's Lillard. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. They've got Giles, Damian Lillard out there with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Lillard again missing. And Morris has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Clippers. They lead by 4.
I mean, blowing past the defense, Patrick Beverly gets up and down the court in a blink.
Lillard the pass to Hollis-Jefferson. Giles kicks to Hollis-Jefferson. Out to the right wing. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Lillard fires away from way outside, from beyond the arc, and then some. Lillard's got 12 points in just the second half. Clippers leading by 3. Now Beverly. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Pass to Ibaka. On the wing, George. And they pick up 2.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
The Trailblazers shooting in this game 45%. Lillard, the pass to Hollis Jefferson. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. And the Clippers call time here. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for the Trailblazers. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Tyronn Lue as he talked with the team. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Mistake by the defender, fouling a very good free throw shooter in Kawhi.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Lillard surveying the D, and the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game. McCollum outside. Lillard against Leonard, and Lillard kicks to Hollis Jefferson. Just 2 to shoot. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Clippers leading by 7. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Leonard with the ball. He doesn't hit that one. Good D by Covington. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. McCollum with the ball. And now they decide to foul intentionally. George is checked in for the Clippers. Lillard outside. Passes it to Covington to the middle. Here's McCollum. Excellent D there from George. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Ibaka, the pass to Zubac. Morris kicks to George. Just 5 to shoot. And it's George finishing it off.
Yet another one for Paul George. He can pile up points without wasting possessions.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. To end the cold streak, it's hauled in by Zubac. Los Angeles leading by 9. Outside, George. And Leonard has it in the corner. Trying to get open is Ibaka. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They've given up just 8. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And here's George. From deep three-point range, and again, no good by the Clippers. Lillard outside. To the paint. Count it!
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
So the Clippers with the win. This was a hard-fought, well... Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. D8.
Hey, Kevin, the Mavericks head far and
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Ibaka in at the power forward position. And for Dallas, Marjanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then there's Richardson. And it's Hardaway in at the 3, the small forward. Doncic, no good. Here's Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
This guy is such an excellent finisher at the rim. He's got incredibly long arms and very strong hands.
Leonard against Doncic. Left block shot on the way. And no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's Leonard. No good with the layup.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Porzingis kicks to Doncic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other.
Here's Marjanovic. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Porzingis finds Hardaway. It's Richardson on the wing. Back to Hardaway. From deep. The Clippers grab the miss. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. And here's Leonard from 3. They get it back. Leonard with the steal. No good on the shot. Nice D from Porzingis. And Doncic throws it down.
What a basketball mind when you think about Luka Doncic. This guy in the break is exploiting defenses.
Morris against Marjanovic. Kicks it out to Leonard. Ibaka right side. Pass to Beverley. Back to Ibaka. 6 to shoot. Near the 3-point line, it's Morris. Ibaka, the pass to Beverley. And here's Leonard from 3. Another miss by Leonard.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Leonard with the steal. Pass to Zubac. Beverley for 3. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Leonard, the pass to Beverley. Now Leonard. Morris kicks to Leonard. Back to Beverley. From deep 3-point range, and it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Beverley. Leonard's got 7 points.
This guy loves to help his team space the floor. You have to respect Kawhi's range. He will make you pay.
Here's Marjanovic. Pass to Doncic. Fades. Dishes it to Richardson. Leonard with the steal. Jumps up. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. 9 points in the game so far.
This is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. And obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. Bucket is good. George has got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Brunson scanning the floor.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Here's George. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
What a terrific take to the rim. Paul George is just giving it to the defense right now. Tenacious on that drive.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Billy Cauley-Stein comes in for Nicolo Melli. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. Now here's Brunson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 7-second difference, shot and game clock.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Brunson the pass to Hardaway. Back to Brunson. Just 5 on the clock. Outside Hardaway. To end the drought. Cauley-Stein trying to free himself up. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA Clippers. He finishes with 9. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a comfortable margin here for the Clippers guys.
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for the Clippers right now, Kennard is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Batum. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Mann in at the 3. And here are the Mavericks now after the Clippers pick up 2. And stolen by Cousins. One-on-one here. At the top of the key, Batum. The pass to Beverley. Kennard with the ball. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley-Stein, a presence defensively.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Richardson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. George is checked in for the Clippers. Passes it to Kennard. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his first foul. Richardson against Kennard. It's George on the wing. Clock at 6. Shoots over Brunson. A nice shot by George. George has got 8 points.
Well, Paul George has always had that aspect to his game. The mid-range where he can be efficient and effective is absolutely on point.
Stolen by Brunson. And they're pushing it up. Here's Powell. No good that time. Great D that time from Batum. Clippers leading by 18. Stolen by Brunson. Fast break, Dallas. Here's Powell. Batum grabs the miss.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. George with the bucket.
Those defenders just looked a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Brunson against Leonard. They need this one. And there's the bucket as Brunson finishes it off. Brunson's got his first 2 points. Beverley with the ball. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Back to Leonard. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep, and he'll shoot 2 at the line. For Los Angeles, they had gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in the team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right.
Boy, what is more fear-invoking than Kawhi off the bounce near the cup? Look out.
Doncic looking it over. Offline from the high post.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. To the middle. Here's Beverly. And blocked the ball with his palm. What a defensive play. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, that's his second foul. Does he take a more cautious approach here the rest of the half?
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half. Up top, Doncic. He's covered by Leonard. Yep, that one goes. Doncic has got 5.
If he sees a lane to the rim, Doncic will capitalize. Nice drive.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First one falls for him. Both free throws good from Beverly.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Now, here's Doncic. He has 5. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He ended up with 15 points and
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then it's Josh Richardson. Then there's Doncic, and it's Hardaway in at the small forward position. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. The Mavericks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Cousins is checked in. Now, here's Doncic. And he lays it straight in. He has 7.
You cannot let Doncic get established on the interior. This guy feels very comfortable wherever he is on the floor.
Now Beverly. And Leonard has it in the corner. 4 on the clock. To the wing on the left. Here's Cousins. No good that time. And the Mavericks going the other way now. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Pass to Marjanovic. Now here's Porzingis. He's guarded by Cousins. Porzingis kicks to Hardaway. Beverly against Richardson. And he gets the bucket. Richardson's got 4 this quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
Los Angeles leading by 16. Beverly finds Leonard. And here is Morris. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Jim Hardaway picks one up.
Well, Kawhi has become one of the smartest offensive players in the game, understanding use of the shot fake and what it can give you.
Leonard hits them both. Dallas shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. Doncic against Leonard. Doncic kicks to Marjanovic. Left side Hardaway. Back to Marjanovic. And the rejection by Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins proving you don't have to be a high flyer to block shots. That's about positioning and timing.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Here's Porzingis after the basket by Los Angeles. Pass to Doncic. 6 on the shot clock. Trying to find Marjanovic. Gets it over to him. And the baseline jumper, no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Well, Kawhi Leonard makes dunks look easy. That ball looks like a grapefruit in his hands.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Leonard with the steal. And here we go again. The Clippers on the break. And it's out of bounds. The Clippers able to retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Here's George. It's rebounded by Dallas. 1:57 left here in the third quarter. Richardson attacking. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
Now, here's George. 10 points for him. Lets it go from 14. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And when you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And, Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. We were all witnesses last year to the pandemic, which struck with worldwide repercussions. The NBA was no exception. The 1920 season was altered, and this season was delayed. But the league is finding a sense of solidarity and resolve under the leadership of Adam Silver. Now, sports is a microcosm of society as a whole, and we all are finding different ways to overcome this. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, DA. Now, here's Kennard. Back to George. Lays it up off the glass. George has got 12 in the game.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
George against Brunson. Powell down low. Hardaway with a wide open look. Dallas again missing. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The pass to Kennard. George looking over the floor. Mavericks with the rebound. Here's Brunson. Good, nice job down low.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
The Clippers have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. They throw good, Paul George.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player.
Here's Brunson. Missed. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Was it? And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, they've got Ivica Zubac, Patrick Beverley out there with Kennard, and it's Ibaka, and it's Mann in at the 3 spot. Kennard, the pass to Zubac. Fires from deep. Kennard's shot is off. Mavericks trail by 20. The shot by Powell, no good. And for the Clippers, they're shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Mann passes to Ibaka. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Kennard's shot is off.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Here's Redick. And that one hits back iron. Clippers leading by 20. We've played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter. Here's Mann. Drains it from beyond the arc. Mann's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
He's just stretching them out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Well, you know this. This is a guy who's looking for his shot the whole time. You have to know who you're guarding. KYP, know your personnel.
Passes to Kennard. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Brunson.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a 3-point play. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. Richardson, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson.
And what I like about Cauley Stein is just how hard he plays. Really, both ends, a scrappy player. Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Doncic against George. But they get it back. Ibaka, the pass to Morris. Knocked loose. 5 on the clock. George from deep 3-point land. Offensive rebound. And Ibaka kicks to George. And Doncic with a clear path to the hoop. And the dunk by Doncic.
This incredible confidence that Luka Doncic possesses, my goodness.
And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. Clippers leading by 20. Outside, George. Fires the 3. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Doncic. That doesn't go either for Doncic. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Morris dishes to Ibaka. And here's George for 3. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Los Angeles.
The bench gave him a big lift in this game.
Hey, listen, Kevin, anytime your reserves can perform at a level that high, it puts you in an excellent position to win the game.
And you know, looking back in all...
Goodness.
Where did that come from?
Holy goodness.
That was beautiful. George against Doncic. On the wing, Morris. Pass to Ibaka. Over Cauley Stein. Ibaka, no luck. Here are the Mavericks now, trailing by 19. Porzingis, that's a 2. It's rebounded by Leonard. Cauley Stein against Ibaka. Pass to Leonard. From deep. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there. But nobody between him and the basket on the break, and the pass was right where it needed to be.
Outside, George. And there's the pass to Cousins. Morris outside. Three-pointer. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easy. This one was over. Thank you, David. Great.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
From Ohio City. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Sure is. Thanks, D.A. And the Clippers starting five. They've got Morris. Pocket is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Patrick Beverly. And it's George in at the 2. And for Denver, Will Barton is out there with Murray. And it's Nikola Jokic. Then it's Porter. And it's Bull in at the power forward. And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for Denver. And Barton gets it to go on the assist by Murray.
Boy, his game is all about speed. He gets out quickly on the break there and finishes that too. Think about the 40th pick back in 2012. Will Barton languished on the bench in Portland for his first 2 seasons, actually 2.5. And then that trade to Denver, boy, that jump started everything.
Bull, it's good on the putback.
The towering presence that is Bull. Good at staying active and going after those offensive rebounds.
Now here is George. Ibaka, the pass to George. There's the 3. Buries it from 3-point range.
And, you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
And with the Nuggets, Barton becoming an immediate contributor. And Brent, in recent seasons, their starter at the small forward.
Yeah, he's an interesting player. He's a slender and slightly built player, but excellent at getting out there and rebounding, a tremendous runner at the wing position to play in transition. And that wingspan certainly helps out on a lot of plays, both offensively and defensively.
Denver with the ball. The Clippers getting the bucket. Here's Jokic. The rebound by Ibaka.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And that one's good. Beverly.
The strength from Patrick Beverly is impressive. Takes the punishment. I don't think he minds it one bit and still converts.
Here's Murray. Here's Jokic. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And he recovers it. It's tipped and stolen by Bull. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands. Murray against Zubats. Murray kicks to Jokic. And another miss by Denver.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Now, here's George. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You know, you gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are the guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. You know, Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. You know, to do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And a story about Jamal Murray. He was doing two-a-days for Team Canada, and the coach wanted him to rest, you know, so he confiscates his sneakers. Came back and found him working out barefoot.
Well, they might want to check his web browser, because I believe he did a search for lock picks, because they put bars on the door to keep him out of the gym, and he still might try to find a way in. Such a difficult guy to keep up with and also have a conversation with. Leonard, sometimes all you can do is foul him.
Leonard hits them both.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
Here's Dozier. Up again. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving. and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double-checking, and the game continues on.
Leonard, and it's Leonard with the jam.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
Morris outside. Pass to Millsap. Back to Morris. He's looking for Rivers and finds him. Great tee that time from Batum. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
Man gets the bucket.
Cousins just sensing there was going to be an opening and then found his man.
The Nuggets trail by 5. 26 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Rivers can't get it to go. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. No good there. Good work defensively by Morris. Now the pass to Rivers. Now McGee. Shoots over Cousins. And again, Denver, no good.
And mark that one down right there. It's going to be a long time until we see him miss another one like that.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Los Angeles on top.
Old school basketball, you know.
Now pound for pound, Greg, Beverly may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah, looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Morris is out there with Rivers. Then there's Paul Millsap. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's Dozier in at the 3 spot.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Clearly a foul.
It's his first trip to the line. The first free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Leonard. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. And finished off by Leonard.
With his developing handle, Leonard now has defenders at his mercy when on the bounce.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Morris looking over the floor. Here's McGee. And that one is off. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Here's Batum. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
On the wing, Morris. Good on the 3-point shot. Morris has got his first 3 points of the game.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Pass to Kennard. Back to Leonard. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far.
And you know he's so good coming off the pick and roll. But what do you have to take away? There's so many ways Leonard can hurt you offensively.
Morris passes to Dozier. Releases. That shot no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Rivers. And finished off by Leonard.
Just a level of power and explosiveness. Leonard just tenacious at the rim.
Rivers passes to Millsap. The Nuggets moving the ball around. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Batum. Clippers leading by 6. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Near the three-point line, it's Porter. Bull kicks to Jokic. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Jokic has got 7.
Well, the confidence just keeps growing with Jokic and his shot. Pretty much ready to shoot as soon as it touched his hands.
And here's George for 3. And it's Denver with the rebound.
Well, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim. Now, there are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist. You dig down deep at some of the numbers. Jokic is a much better defender than what he gets credit for. I think we always think about athleticism around rim protection, but sometimes it's just about size and smarts, and he has that.
The shot by George, no good.
Kind of rare to see any player have this much of a struggle from the field. To still have the lead shows how resilient they are as a complete team.
Clippers leading by 4. Lets it go from deep. And it's George again missing.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
And Jokic throws it down.
Jokic, is he? I think he's showing some emotion, Kevin.
34 seconds left in the first half. From deep, George. Morris outside. This one for 3. And Bull pulls it down. Bull's got 7 rebounds in the game.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Oh, great ball movement there.
George against Murray. The 3. And Paul George, good for the 3. He's got 6.
And right now, the torture chamber that Paul George has put the defense in is paying off for his team.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At its highest, their lead. And that...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Jokic in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
So for the Clippers right now, Ivica Zubac is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Morris in at the 3 spot. And stolen by Murray. And now Jokic pushing it up. No one back to stop him. That puts them in the lead. Porter's got his first points of the game.
Well, Will Barton always going full speed. That time finds a bullet pass to a teammate.
George looking over the floor. Over Murray. George, no good. And so it's Barton bringing it up for the Denver Nuggets. A 2-point game. And Bull wide open. He shoots. The Clippers grab the miss. Ibaka's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And George with the stuff.
Well, George in there just gliding through and makes a nice move on the drive.
Murray the pass to Bull. That one a little long.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spill, but the struggles.
Oh, no way. Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Barton dishes the Bull. Porter outside. And another miss by Denver. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And George, here we go.
Well, once Paul George gets in that deep, get out of the way. He's coming right at you.
The Nuggets trail by 4. Murray outside. Passes it to Porter. Over Ibaka. Porter, no luck. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. A nice shot by George.
Yeah, they've only missed 1 out of their first 5 shots here in the second half, guys. Their offense really moving well, ball snapping, and the shooting looks to be in great rhythm.
Pass to Jokic. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. It's Porter outside. The Nuggets get it back in a new 14. Barton kicks to Murray. Shot clock at 5. It's good. Jokic has got 16 points.
Well, the versatility of this young stud, Jokic, is just ridiculous. Shoots threes, posts up, put the ball on the floor. Did I mention passing?
Bangs home the trifecta.
Well, he doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
The playmaking of Jokic, so incredible. Creating this inverted offense. Bones, for your money, does it matter what position your best playmaker occupies?
I don't think so. And Jokic might be the secret sauce to that, and proving that from the center position, much like Arvydas Sabonis and Vlade Divac before him, can impact and also frustrate opposing defenses because you can't stop the center from making these kind of plays.
McGee, the pass to Millsap. And here is Morris. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Outside, George. Beverly finds George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Nice up fake from Millsap. He's just good at that move there.
The Nuggets have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Clippers leading by 3. Beverly with the ball. Jacks up a 3. They grab their own miss. Here's the 3. The tray. He can't get that one.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Morris dishes to Beverly. And Ibaka kicks to Beverly. Launches it. And Paul George with the 3. George has got 20.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
The pass to McGee. Morris outside for 3. Poked away and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Los Angeles has gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Rivers against George. And it's George finishing it off.
PG playing behind the pick and roll, able to use his size. Pretty good decision that time with the basketball.
Here's Rivers. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? The Clippers on top as they end the third quarter with a massive 16-6 run. And we'll be back with you right after this. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. They've got Jamal Murray. Michael Porter's out there with Bol. Then it's Will Barton. And it's Jokic in at center. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here's George. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for Denver. Trailing here by 8. Jokic finds Murray. From the arc. Good on the triple.
Well, if Murray can do that and become a threat from the three-point line, look out.
Outside Leonard. Pass to Cousins. Back to Leonard. Out left to the wing. Shot clock at 6. It's deflected.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to 3 on the bucket from Jokic. Here's Leonard. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Murray, good.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Leonard looking over the floor. And Cousins kicks to Kennard. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard against Murray. Goes back up. Batum trying to break loose. And it's Leonard missing. Batum with the steal. Kennard the pass to Leonard. We're in the 4th quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone.
He's getting good looks on the floor, but he simply cannot bury anything right now. He's got to stay confident, though, because everyone knows he can hit those shots. And that's the only kind of defense that's going to cut the mustard here tonight. You got to stay on top of a guy like that who can play at such a high level offensively.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Leonard against Murray. Martin passes to Bull. Shoots over Batum. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Bull. There's 1:54 left in the 4th quarter. And the Clippers call time here. They're up by 2. 1:49 left in the 4th quarter. And now we present our New Balance player of the game, Paul George.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Paul Millsap's checked in for Bull. And Morris subbed in for Burke. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Tyronn Lue as he talked with the team. He told them, hey, guys, this is a close game, but if we execute right here, I like our chances. There's no need for hero ball. Trust one another. Make the simple play. Kevin, back to you.
Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
How about Murray stepping up, poised for this young player?
The Clippers in the lead. George dishes to Leonard. 1:10 left in the 4th quarter. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Jokic using all 7 feet there. Good effort by the center.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Paul Millsap. Morris kicks to Murray. Out to Morris. 5 to shoot. Pass to McGee. It's stolen by Ibaka. Morris looking over the floor. Leonard against Morris. And here's Leonard. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. The free throw drops for Zubac.
big-time free throws there. That could be the difference. It forces them now into a three-point attempt.
Stolen by McGee.
A three and nothing but a three will do here.
No, this is all from the perimeter and outside the arc here.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
Now George. And it's sent back by Jokic. And they get it back. And the Clippers call time here. And we are headed to overtime. A do-or-die defensive stop. And they come up big. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. We've got more in store for you right after this. These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So on the floor for Denver, JaVale McGee is out there with Porter. Then there's Murray. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Morris in at the 2 guard. Here's Leonard. Here's George. Morris outside. Now here is George. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Leonard. McGee with the block. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Bol comes in for JaVale McGee. And Barton subbed in for Morris. Here's Jokic. Murray, the pass to Jokic. Shoots over Zubac. Murray kicks to Barton. Murray against George. Bol. Here's Jokic. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Left side, Leonard. Leonard draws the double. And stolen by Barton. And here we go. Murray heading to the hoop. And it's Murray with the jam.
And some nice instincts shown on the defensive end from Barton to get that one started. Comes away with the steal thanks to that effort.
Just over a minute and a half played here in overtime. Here's George. Ibaka finds Leonard. George against Murray. And stolen by Bol. Murray right side. And it's Bol that time on the assist by Murray. Bol's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nuggets.
And I like that for Murray. Not an extra dribble. Get the ball to the open teammate right away.
I'm honestly not sure what that was about. Maybe a protest against his coach?
So you're saying that he's out there right now protesting in some form or fashion?
It's Barton on the wing. Pass to Jokic. Fires for 3. The shot, no good. The Clippers go the other way with it. The shot by George, no good. And here's Denver. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Barton. Outside Porter. Denver passing it around. Just 5 to shoot. Deep 2 from Murray. It's hauled in by Paul George. So we see Denver get the win here. They escape. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.